Look at this beautiful old building here. Once a grand cinema, now a Ladbrokes. So, coming up now to Leyton Corner, what we today call Bakers Arms, but it was originally called Leyton Corner. Literally what it is, it's the crossroads of Leyton High Road and Lea Bridge Road. This area all around here was dominated by a number of kind of large houses and grand estates. One of the estates was owned by the Barclays banking family. The William IV pub over there. It's a great old boozer. I haven't been in there since it's changed hands, but I hear good things. It was once the home of Brodie's fabulous beers. And that fine old building there on the corner was the Bakers Arms pub. Now a paddy power. A transition that seemed to happen almost overnight without much warning. And next to it, another Eastern institution which is soon to be leaving us. Percy Ingall's Family Bakers. They're shutting all their shops, I think, by early next year. Very sad. So to the boys, where will we eat in future? Just a little bit further down Lea Bridge Road, we have this pub here, The Drum, which always looks like a decent pub, doesn't it? I've never actually been in there. And this drive-through KFC here was once the tramway depot, the trams that run along Lea Bridge Road and terminated up at Whipps Cross. And here we have the Alms Houses of the London Master Bakers Benevolent Institution, founded in 1852. It's a real little oasis here, isn't it? Just off this really busy thoroughfare. It's such a delightful little haven. Lea Bridge Road is an old coaching road. You can see, look, it's still such a really busy thoroughfare, isn't it? Even as we're still emerging from the lockdown. Here's another little rarity here. A telephone box. I've not actually noticed that before. I don't think it's actually in use though. Not judging by the lack of an actual telephone. It's obviously just for decorative purposes. How are you all? Sorry, I've not really properly introduced the video, have I? It's Friday today, Friday the 17th of July. And we're just going to take like a walk here. We're going down Hoe Street here. I thought when we go down Walthamstow Market, which bizarrely I don't think is in any video somehow, and then we go down Coppermill Lane and up to Springfield Park. Somebody actually did ask me if I had a video showing Coppermill Lane and Springfield Park, and I do, but it's sort of spread across 2 or 3 videos, so that'll be a nice walk to do today. This is the old cinema here, one of 2 on Hoe Street. The other one is going to be reopening at some point. The Hornbeam Centre here. They do great environmental work, and there's a lovely vegetarian cafe. Hoe Street is another of the kind of great streets of Waltham Forest. Dates back to the Middle Ages. Apparently it's been known by different names in the past. I think Greenleaf Lane, or certainly one portion of it was. Apparently the Hoe in Hoe Street means a ridge. And we are indeed walking along a ridge along the Lee Valley. Here we have one of my favourite buildings in the borough of Waltham Forest. Hoe Street Telephone Exchange. It's a really majestic building, isn't it? Another of the grand old buildings of the borough. It has been used for various things in the past, I believe. Most recently it was like an adult education institution. I don't know what fate is to befall it. I found this quite striking building where PJ is. You can turn up there to Walthamstow Village where we were, I don't know, a few weeks ago now, isn't it? And there's I'll link to that video below. Obviously building something pretty big here on this corner as Hoe Street meets Walthamstow Central. This is all relatively new development here around Walthamstow Central Station. The Goose pub there. Decent pub to watch the football. I've ended up in there a few afternoons actually, and it's always been quite a comfortable place to enjoy a couple of beers and watch the footy. Walthamstow Town Square by the bus station here. There are plans to build on part of this land here. Some of these trees to the right will be knocked down. Some of the green space will be taken for development. A couple of big tower blocks, I believe. So I'm in Walthamstow on a bright and cold Saturday morning, and a huge crowd of people have turned out this morning to oppose the council's plans to redevelop the shopping centre and to build on the town square.
Well, they're proposing to build 4 blocks, one potentially in the Mall, which would be 29 stories high.
This square belongs to the residents of Waltham Forest, and the job of the council is to act on our behalf with regard to how it's managed and used by us, the owners.
I've lived here since 1972 in Walthamstow, and when I arrived it was wonderful to move to a place with a great green area in the centre, which includes the area which is now under the bus depot. And there was a children's playground, a big one. There was a bowling green, huge trees everywhere, wonderful green space right in the heart of Walthamstow. Then they built on that, but they gave us a bit here instead, and now that seems to be under threat, and I'm very upset because it's a wonderful heart, breathing heart of this community.
After the passionate speeches, the crowd then formed a line marked out which shows the scope of the redevelopment of the town square to show the land that's going to be lost. And then people marched around the square chanting, "Whose square? Our square. Whose square? Our square." Not the catchiest and a bit repetitious, but I think you get the point. It's a really hot day today. It's about 27 degrees now. It's gorgeous. It's a good time to walk down Walthamstow Market. I think what time is it? It's 5:15. So I imagine the market will be shut up now, will be closed up, but it'll make it easier to actually film something going down there. I've only been down Walthamstow Market, I think, once since the lockdown, so it'll be interesting to see what's open. Walthamstow Market is famously the longest outdoor street market in Europe. Developed from a rural lane called Master Street, and the market opened in 1885. When I was a student in the late 80s and early 90s, Walthamstow Market was a place you knew you could come and buy pretty much anything. Although you can still buy a lot of stuff in Walthamstow Market, it's a lot more legit these days. Chequers. That's a really good pub. Under normal circumstances I'd be tempted to go in there. I still haven't been into the pub yet. They've been open for 2 weeks and I've held my nerve. Things you notice when you go out for a walk. I'd never noticed that that's the Walthamstow Working Men's Club and Institute there behind these shops. Sorry mate, carry on. Founded in 1862. And here we have a fine East London institution. Ale, Manze, pie and mash and hot and jelly deals. It's a great pie and mash shop it is indeed. Originally from Ravello in Italy, the Manze family emigrated to England in 1878 and founded an empire of 14 pie and mash shops across London. In 1929, Luigi Manze rebuilt 76 High Street in its present form. The pie and mash shops are a real dying breed. There's Jake Green's wonderful book, Pie and Mash, which I highly recommend. I'll link to it below. And I wrote a little essay for that, where I did a walk amongst some of the former pie and mash shops. It's great to see this branch of Manze is still up and running. Another Manze is in Chapel Market, sadly closed. I think it's a different branch of the Manze family. What I love about the Manzes is a classic London story, isn't it? Immigrants from Italy really popularising and spreading this great East End tradition of the pie and the mash and the eels. The eels, I believe, were originally from Holland. Some sort of deal that was done back in the day where Dutch traders were given access to the London markets to sell their eels. And originally this was all sold out on the street. It's really quite grand building here. It marks the end of the market. We're going to cross the road and carry on down Coppermill Lane towards the Marshes. Coppermill Lane. It's a very different feel once you cross over St James Street and you pass into Coppermill Lane, and you feel a slight rural tinge to it as you head towards the Marshes. This is really a kind of companion settlement to the one up on the top of the hill, that Walthamstow village. And originally there would have been an old lane dating back even to the early Anglo-Saxon settlements that would have linked them together. A really wonderful mural here. This point here marks the end of my Dagenham Brook walk. I had such a good time leading those walks last year for Waltham Forest London Borough Culture. This, of course, is the River Lee Flood Relief Channel. And this is always a wonderful vista as the chain of reservoirs working their way up the Lee Valley opens up. Miles and miles and miles of water reaching all the way out of London. We saw part of this view when we walked out to Mansfield Park a couple of weeks ago up at Chingford. And this stretch of water here is really quite an awesome sight, but I find this actually standing here at the beginning of it. It's in some ways the most powerful location because it's all heading this way, all that water's coming into here. Into the Coppermill Lane Water Treatment Works. I'll link below to my Marshlands walk. They also led for London Borough of Culture last year, and that links together the water treatment works at Leyton with these ones here in Coppermill Lane. It's a great walk there across the marshes. And this is a great building here at the water treatment works. It really catches those majestic Lee Valley sunsets and sets it ablaze. And I love this view of the beautiful Italianate tower in the Walthamstow Wetlands. That's a fantastic site. I'll link below to my video where I walk around there. It's well worth a visit. The wonderful Walthamstow Marshes. And now always the fun experience of going underneath this railway bridge here. So I think I'll sit and have a little snack here, a little picnic on Walthamstow Marshes before I cross the river. Very simple meal of Turkish bread, hummus, some fruit and nuts, and a can of lemonade. What more can you ask for? Well, that really was a fantastic little pit stop. I could have stayed there all evening. I'm just going to now carry on down the rest of this little lane here. I don't know if this is still Coppermill Lane. I think it may be. I didn't mention before, actually, of course, Coppermill Lane takes its name from the stream, or does the stream take its name from the copper mill? That makes more sense, doesn't it? There was a mill down here where they literally used to work with copper. And there's a stream that takes that name as well. I think this must still be Coppermill Lane, all the way down to the River Lea, or the River Lea navigation here. And then we're going to just go over into Springfield Park to end the walk, although Springfield Park is well worth a proper kind of exploration. And here she is, the sacred River Lea. And here we are at Springfield Park, one of the great parks of London. In my school run years, something I used to quite like to do after I dropped the kids off at school was to walk up along the navigation and then go for a morning coffee up at Springfield House. It's one of the houses of which this was the grounds. There were three large houses that formed Springfield Park. Springfield House remains, and now it's a lovely cafe with a terrace and you can look across the Lee Valley. Really delightful place to stop for a coffee. There are some great trees in Springfield Park. And there are great views from up here, back across the Lee Valley. Shows you how high we've climbed. The name of the park actually is derived from its apparently its unique geology, I guess, being a field of springs up on this ridge here. This is the old house here. Looks as though they're doing quite a lot of construction work on it. So it's a part of a £4 million restoration and regeneration project to restore Springfield House. Some great information here, talking about the heritage of the site, from its Paleolithic axes to an Anglo-Saxon boat that was discovered here. I think there were also some Roman artefacts as well. Wow, what a stunning view from up here. Looking right back across Walthamstow and out to Epping Forest. I think I'm just going to sit up here and drink this view in for a moment. So this is the perfect place to end this walk. And thank you so much for coming with me. Glorious walk through Walthamstow and over the marshes up to this beautiful vantage point across the Lee Valley. So hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next walk, wherever that may be.